Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the United Community Channel. And we're back again for another one of our Friday night transfer talk shows. Um, Slightly different tonight. Obviously, I'm on my holidays at the moment, so we're coming to you live from Spain. So I haven't been doing as much in terms of videos and YouTube lives this week, obviously, because I'm away. So we haven't had any Monday or Wednesday nights, but obviously we're going to drop in for our Friday night show. So we're live on TikTok and we're live on YouTube as well. United Community Channel on both. Plenty to discuss tonight. Obviously, the transfer window is just about open, but plenty of deals are being done. There's plenty of conversations being had, and we're going to discuss a lot tonight around Darwin Nunez. We're going to talk about Frankie De Jong. We're going to talk about Jurian Timber. There's also maybe current players that are there that we're going to talk about that may be potentially leaving. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Eric Bailly, Twanzebe, Pereira. So there's plenty to get into. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in. Before we start, if you haven't already done so, smash a like on the video. Like I said, it really helps out the channel a lot. And yeah, any comments, any questions you have, any thoughts, feel free to pop them into the chat. Let us know what you're thinking. But yeah, I mean, we can jump straight into it, really. Where do we start? I suppose the big one this week really has been in relation to Frankie De Jong, and it really does look like it's starting to pick up a bit of pace. I mean, there was always question marks as to whether United could get a player like him, whether he's going to want to sign for Manchester United, all of these kind of questions. But I think in the last maybe day or two, obviously, in relation to proper reports coming out, basically in Fabrizio Romano we trust. So if Fabrizio Romano says it, then, we know something is on the cards. And I suppose a couple of days ago, he did come out and say that Manchester United have opened direct talks with Barcelona for Frankie De Jong with a price tag of around 85 million. And basically, Barcelona are waiting for an opening bid. And so it's it's good to hear, and because obviously the ball is in United's court now. Crazy Irishman, hey United Community Channel, how you made sub for TikTok last time you were live? Great, appreciate it. You're more than welcome. Thanks for joining. But yeah, I mean, like Frankie De Jong, obviously, the main reports have come out and said that he's not really convinced to leave Barcelona. He wants Champions League football. Obviously, United are obviously trying to push a deal through and really go all out and make De Jong their number one transfer for the summer. But I think after hearing everything over the last few days, I think signs are looking quite positive and quite promising in relation to getting De Jong. First of all, Barcelona are in major trouble in terms of financial issues, paying bills, not affording to be able to pay players, and that's broke the last couple of days as well. Football Sports is in. Good to see you, pal. But I mean, I think the big issue here obviously is down to Barcelona, and they are trying to save face. If, in my own opinion, I think they do want to sell Frankie De Jong. I think Xavi wants him, but Barcelona's board, see him as too big of an asset, and he can pay a lot of bills if they do sell him. Now, obviously, we've seen yesterday that this CVC. This CVC, is it a rule or it's an option for Barcelona to sign, would bring a lot of, I suppose, finances back into the club for them. Now, this CVC rule basically means that they're signing away some of their rights towards La Liga, and they have to promote La Liga a lot more. And long story short, a deal like that is very beneficial towards smaller clubs, less rich clubs, whereas the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid don't need to sign it, and that's why they haven't. So, by the looks of it, they're going to have to sell their players. They really are. There's talks of them wanting to maybe sign 2, 3, maybe even 4 players in the summer, Barcelona. So they are going to have to sell. And Frankie De Jong seems to be the number one asset that they're looking to get off the books. So, look, I think the ball is completely in Manchester United's court. And it's just up to them now, really. I think Barcelona are waiting for a bid, and it's basically down to see how good United can push through a deal, how good they are at. I think it's positive. It's positive in terms of Manchester United. To be honest, I was saying I was 75%. I'm probably up to around 80, 85% now that Manchester United can. Look, it's going to be interesting to see. And but look, I'm certainly positive about it. Let's see what else people are saying in the chat. Paulie says Nunez and De Jong 75%. I reckon. Yeah, well, that's the kind of percentage that I'm working at the moment. 75% seems to be, you know, where I'm at, and you know, I really think that, you know, we're in the driving seat. Football Sports says I'm 65% will happen, and Elsinore says, let's see, sorry, I just lost it there. Would you take Mbappe for 12 million? Fuck off, you, will ya? I have to remember your name. Paulie says, if he don't get De Jong, be Neves, I'd say. Well, to be honest with you, there does seem to be a lot of work being done in the background as well by Manchester United. You know, reports saying that they do have backups lined up, and you know, they're not going to, like, the last thing Manchester United really want now is to go into a transfer window, spend 2 months trying to get one player and have no backups ready. You know, I think they do need to make a deadline and say, look, to De Jong, because Barcelona will sell, so they're not the issue. I think the issue is, you know, give De Jong a deadline of the middle of June, and if he doesn't agree by then move on and go for someone else. You know. Richard says, a very good player, but buying him half-hearted is dangerous. It is dangerous. I completely understand what you're saying. Now, look, I think I would be worried about a scenario like that if Ten Hag wasn't the manager, and that connection between him and Ten Hag hasn't already been made. So, you know, I don't see it as being a major issue. I do think, you know, obviously given that connection there, that it wouldn't be as a big a deal as normal. You know, Albie is in. Good to see you, Albie. Well, Jack, welcome back. But I want De Jong as much as the next fella. But if we have to convince him to come to Manchester United, it's bad enough. But having to convince him to come with Ten Hag or Gaffer, yeah, again, and that goes back to what I'm saying. You know, I think Ten Hag does have that pull there. I think if it was any other manager, we would struggle with him. So, but look, again, we have to use them advantages. But I totally agree with you there, Albie. Yeah, 100%. Let's see what other people are saying. Rory is saying, I really don't want De Jong. That's fair enough. Everyone is you know, everyone has their own priorities. You're not having De Jong, says Ghost. Let's see what other people are saying. Let's see. Let me just scroll back through them. Digester says, Pogba to resign. To re-sign in 2028 for 300 million. I wouldn't be surprised. And then leave 3 years later on a free again for the third time. Paulie says, I hear we're going to sign a few under the radar. We always seem to air everything. Yeah, well, again, look, I mean, Manchester United, you know, given the stature of the club and, you know, obviously the things that they're going through and all at the moment, I think, you know, they're always front page headlines, you know, and you know, but I do think there is work being done in the background, without a doubt, that maybe we're not aware of. Ghost says, I actually feel bad for De Jong going to a Finnish team. To be honest, well, everything comes and goes. Rory says, a player I feel bad for is Eric Bailly. I like him, and he signed a new contract with promise of time. Yeah, I'm going to get into Eric Bailly now in a moment. Let's see. Pre-season Perlo's back, says Isav. Yeah, I'm going to get onto him too. United wouldn't be at the moment, you know, given everything that we're going through, but you know, he could end his career after playing for United for 10 years, hopefully, and you know, be a legend at the club, and you know, so everything in perspective, you know. But again, like, just because a player's dream club is not Manchester United, you know. Let's see. Digester says, who would you make captain? I'd make Ronaldo captain, so I would for the year. James says, my mom's recently single, bro. I want to take her out. No, I'm married. De Gea should be captain, not Maguire, says the Ghost. Yeah, so I suppose that's De Jong really, and elsewhere then obviously the other main issue has been Jorian Timber, and the likelihood of whether he's going to sign or not. There's been conflicting reports in the last couple of days saying that maybe he's not going to sign now, and he's pushing maybe more so for a stay at Ajax, more so than coming to Manchester United. To be honest with you, I would be very, very, very surprised if he doesn't sign for Manchester United. There has been reports in the last few days stating that he is basically, he's basically agreed terms to leave, and that he did come out and say that he was going to concentrate on his international games at the moment, and he would make a decision after that. But again, look, I would be very surprised if he didn't make the move. But let me just pull up some of the reports that have been mentioning him. Let's just see here now. They're all the way down here. But yeah, well, I'm finding it here, guys. Make sure you smash a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Keep them likes coming in. It helps everyone. Anyone else who hasn't done so, if you're watching on TikTok, we do have a YouTube channel as well. If you'd like to go over and subscribe there, I'd really appreciate it. Obviously, our goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, so in relation to Jorian Timber, it did come out, and Mike Verwijs in the European lad says, Ajax are now having high hopes about keeping Jorian Timber. The club are receiving more and more signals that he will decide to stay with a guaranteed role that he has at Ajax ahead of the World Cup. Yeah, this was the big talking point really about the World Cup, and the fact that he's guaranteed first team football with Ajax. And obviously we're having a Winter World Cup this year, so he does want to be playing regular football. Again, I don't see that being an issue, because I think he is going to basically be a starter for Manchester United. If you were to say how many games is he going to play, I'd say he'd probably play 3 to 4 out of 5 every time. And the centre back issue at Manchester United is a major concern, and it is one of Manchester United's priorities. So whoever they are going to sign in terms of a centre back is going to play. So I don't really have too much issues there with it. But again, other reports then are saying that Jorian Timber to Manchester United is progressing well, but not as near as some reports say, and that there is maybe just a slight difference in terms of the valuation that Ajax and Manchester United have. So look, it's not something that I'm worried about at the moment, and I think it's something that I think it will eventually be done. Albie says Ronnie swapped jerseys with Pau Torres last night. Wonder did he have a word? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But again, you see most of the time that players, kind of the closest one to Ronaldo, just makes a beeline for him to get the jersey. But let's see what people are saying on TikTok. Let's see. Let me just scroll back through some of them here. What right back would you go for? I would go for, obviously it's going to be a lot harder now, but I would like Spence from Nottingham Forest. I think he's a fantastic player. Aaron says, quick question, are you going to the Aviva next week? I'm not, Aaron. I'm on holidays. I'm abroad in Spain at the moment, so I won't be able to make it. Do you think Lewandowski is coming to Barcelona? I think he could potentially go, but I think it all depends on whether Barcelona can offload some players, aka Frankie de Jong. That's where we'll hopefully come in, but I do think he's looking to move. Isav FX says Ronaldo happy to stay. Yeah, and Ronaldo situation and things like that, so again that's great news. But let's see. Tommy says what country you're from? I'm from Ireland, Tommy. And Man says, are we signing every player available as per usual? We won't get anyone. Well, look, to be honest with you, Man, and I did say this on a previous video as well, and I agree with you. United do get linked with an awful lot of players, and 90% of them we're not going to sign, So I would say the more players that we're linked with, the better, given the fact that, if you can be linked with 30 players and you sign 5 of them, then that's great. But if you're only linked with 10 players and you get 1, that's not good. So look, take everything with a pinch of salt. Obviously, United being in the situation that they're in, and the stature of the club. They're always going to be linked with a lot of players. Let's see what other people are saying. Are you going to do Viva next week? Yeah, we answered that one. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Cross rumor incoming. Yeah, well, Cross is usually linked. But yeah. Anyway, so on to Darwin Nunez is the next major talking point, and in relation to, let me just pull up the details here because it is quite interesting. Now, let me see. Darwin Nunez, yeah. So Manchester United have submitted a bid. Now this is according to Correio da Manhã, which is a Portuguese news outlet, and they have stated that Manchester United have submitted a bid for Darwin Nunez. The offer amounts to 75 million, including 20 million in bonuses plus a player. The first player mentioned for the swap was Andreas Pereira. Now Andreas Pereira is back again for God knows how, what. I think this must be the 17th summer in a row that he's coming back looking for first team football. And look, I mean, if he's loaned out again, I think it's time for us to cut our ties with Andreas Pereira. And if the likes of Benfica are interested in him, he would be a great bargaining chip in relation to getting the likes of Darwin Nunez. Now, again, the amounts there, 75 million, they do seem to be on point because the figure was roughly between 60 and 65 million pounds, which is roughly around the 75 million euro mark. So again, look, nothing is in stone yet, and I don't think it will be, for a number of days, maybe a couple of weeks. But the fact that these reports are coming out and that a bid has been made is certainly encouraging, and it's just another stepping stone in relation to the player actually signing, or it being made public that it is something that's ongoing. So we see this all the time with transfers. You have your rumors first, then you will get rumors of a player wanting to sign, not wanting to sign, other clubs involved. Then you will get rumors of a transfer fee. Then you'll get rumors of a bid being put in, and then maybe once that is accepted, then it'll start to go into overdrive. So look, I think we're in that process, and I think it's certainly encouraging, absolutely certainly encouraging. So I'd be really happy with him. Albie says Timber would be my number one, but I'd take Pau if it didn't happen. The boy from Forest, the prospect, all right. I'd be surprised if Liverpool or City not in for him as well. Yeah, and I think Chelsea were actually in for him also. But again, it's all down to getting in there early and seeing what we can do. And let's see what people are saying on TikTok here. Isav says Nunez will flop. Tommy says, do you think Ten Hag will sign Anthony? I'd be surprised. It's not a priority area. I think they are looking at centre backs and centre midfielders first, and then obviously the striker situation as well. Irish Max says need an all new starting 11. Well, I tell you, if only we could. If only we could. But I don't think we're going to get all of that done in one transfer window. But look, let's see what happens. I think if we got 4 or 5 players in, I certainly would be happy. But look, yeah, great to see so many people in, guys. Make sure you smash that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. Hit the follow as well if you want to see more. We do have a YouTube channel, like I said, as well, United Community Channel. We do a lot of videos there, so go over and give us a subscribe on that as well. And Nunez is awful, please. Hope we don't sign him, says Esav. And Dean says, Man United are championship quality, lad. You'd be able to play Phil Jones then. Look, I wouldn't say championship quality now. We're certainly not title contenders, but I wouldn't go that low. Esav says, centre back, left back, CDM and striker. Yep. Well, I would go right back more so than left back. I think right back is more of a priority. I really do. Now that would be if the likes of Luke Shaw can get his act together and put a string of performances together. D Malone says De Jong and Timber will happen. Well, it's certainly looking that way. Now again, look, I'm not going to say anything in set in stone, but it's certainly looking, the process is happening, and all of them key snippets of information that come through the media are starting to happen. So I think it's great. But great to see so many people in, guys. Over 150 people watching. So like I said, make sure you smash that like button for me. It just gets us out to more people. Um, Dean is in and says Honda Pool, baby. All right, we have Liverpool fans in, but look, everyone, you're all more than welcome here. The more I suppose the more variety of fans we have, the better the banter is. So you're all more than welcome. Um, let's see. Philo says both right and left backs. Luke Shaw can do one. He hopes away. When the going gets tough, I do agree. Yeah, I do agree there. And I've been surprised as well, actually, in relation to Brandon Williams, hearing reports that Manchester United are actually open to offers for him. And I think he would have been a great choice for a backup fullback, given the fact that he can play both left back and right back. So I was surprised to hear that. Now that doesn't mean he's going anywhere, but I think it would be an awful shame to lose a fullback that can play on both sides. Especially given how short we are at the moment. Dean says, what would your ideal transfer window be? I would love, I mentioned this in a few videos, I think Nkunku would be a brilliant signing. I really do. If we could get him, Nunez, De Jong and Timber, and then maybe young Spence from Nottingham Forest, I think that would be an amazing transfer window. But look, I'm certainly not optimistic about that, Dean. Um, Let's see. Esab says we have Dallo and Timber is a very good right back. That's true. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt, he is. Um, Timber will most likely play right back for us, and Pau Torres centre back. Well, it all depends if we do sign both of them. So, but again, reports in the last few days have come out again saying that Ten Hag is adamant on getting a left-footed centre back, and that, of course, is Pau Torres. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I'm looking forward to it. Now, and Philo Fax says, sorry, I meant hides away when the going gets tough. Yeah, got that one, Philo. Absolutely. Now, let's see what other people are saying. Darren says, hi, mate. Love the content. Fair play. Up the Reds. Cheers, Darren. I appreciate it, man. You're more than welcome. It's good to see you again. Food Belgian says, why ignore me? Sorry, I must have missed your... Let me scroll back. Oh, I see it there now. Watch Belgium versus Netherlands. I will. I'm going to the bar once this is over, because I'm on my holidays and I'm going to watch it. Forza Palermo. We have the Italians in. D. Malone says De Ligt, De Jong and Nunez will be a great start and then get some youth in. Yeah, absolutely. At 100% agree there. Albie says 100% William needs to stay. I want to see what Ten Hag does with him. Yeah, I'd agree. I totally agree there, Albie. I'd love to see him stay and for at least one season and see how he gets on. Dylan says Ronaldo will be savage, and then let's just see what other people are saying here. Scroll back through and make sure we don't miss any. Hello again. Nunez and Felix to Liverpool, says Andrew. And Jim John says, hey man, good to see you, Jim. You're more than welcome, pal. I've been supporting United since 1972, says user 699. That's a long time. Fair play. But you're more than welcome. Thanks for joining. Darren says, are you Irish, mate? I am. I'm from Kilkenny. And what's the gig on Frankie coming to us, says the one out there gaming. Nothing is in stone yet, but it's certainly looking a lot more advanced than it was maybe a week or so. But I think Barcelona are desperate just to get money in, so the ball is in United's hands. Absolutely. Let's see. Jim says, do you think Roy is always good at the analysis? Well, I think the thing about Roy Keane is that he certainly speaks his mind, and he doesn't allow outside interference to come in, and he just speaks the truth, his truth. So I enjoy him. Darren says would love Neves. Let's see. He is okay for me. Pow says we are. Darren says I'm a dub myself. Good to have you in, Darren. And Pretty Talks United says yes, bro. Good to see you guys. Tommy says Tipperary definitely better than Kilkenny. Right, well, this is a football show, not a GAA show, so we'll speak about that one another time. Be a good addition to the team. And let's see what else people are saying here. May I ask you to name your three favourite United players of all time? Three favourite players of all time are George Best, Roy Keane, and Paul Scholes. And from Dublin, so we have a few Dubs in the house as well. So moving on then to potential exits. Now obviously we're talking about Andreas Pereira and the fact that he's coming back for pre-season. Like I said, I mentioned it already, I think it's time for him to go. He's been around for long enough now, and he hasn't been, he's been loaned out numerous occasions. So look, I think it's time to go, and I think Ten Hag will know that without a doubt. You know what I mean? So absolutely. Let's see. We have. Oh yeah. Also, I meant to say again in relation to outgoings, that there has been reports in the last 24 hours or so that there actually is no plans in place for Phil Jones to leave the club this summer. So as it stands, Phil Jones is going to be a Manchester United player next season again. Now look, I'd be surprised. I mean, I think Phil Jones he's been around for a long time. He's not getting game time. He's not going to get it under Ten Hag, the fact we're going to buy another centre back. So look, I'd be surprised if he doesn't go. And also Twanzebe and Eric Bailly have been basically tipped to leave Manchester United this summer. Let me just get up the report here. And yeah, it's come out by Fabrizio Romano again, says both Eric Bailly and Axel Twanzebe are set to leave Manchester United this summer, and that the decision has been made. And look, I think I'm not overly upset about this or anything. I think Twanzebe had the game of his life in Paris that night and never really kicked on from it. Eric Bailly, I'm disappointed for him more so than anything else, because he got a year's extension in his contract, or was it a 2-year extension maybe, by Solskjaer on the promise of game time, and he was just completely let down. So look, I think for his own sake, I think he's pushing this more so than anything else. And look, I'd be a fan of him, but I think I think he does deserve to go, given that reason alone. Let's see. Jordy says, do you agree that we have to wipe the slate clean of any player Erik Ten Hag wants to keep? Well, look, I do think we need a reset, absolutely, Jordy. So I'd agree there, and I think like the fact that Ten Hag is coming in, and he does seem to be, well, Manchester United do seem to be going for the players that he wants. And look, I don't think we're going to get it all done in one transfer window, absolutely not. I think it's going to take maybe 2, 3, 4 transfer windows for him to really have a squad together that he can call his own. But absolutely, I do think we need a clean set. User 343, I don't understand what that is. MJ will too. No, I don't understand that. Sorry, mate. Liam says Man United will win the Conference League next year. We won't, because we're not in it. We're actually in the Europa League. So Albie says Pereira, another boy, conning a living at the club the last 5 years. Good luck and God bless. Surely Burnley would take Jones in the Championship next year. I'm sure he would take the big hit and the money to play ball. Yeah, I'd agree there, and I think he should. For his own sake and his career, he's been kind of deadwooding it for the last 4 or 5 years really at Manchester United. So I mean, if you're looking to play a ball, why would you be hanging around? Because he's not going to get it at Manchester United. But yeah, I mean, that's it for tonight, guys. It was going to be a quick one. We're only jumping on for a half an hour, so I do appreciate it. I'm going to be doing, obviously, I'm away on holidays, and I'm away for another week, so I won't be back till Saturday week. But I'm going to be maybe doing one midweek next week. I might do one Wednesday and Friday. And we're obviously going to have the Friday transfer talk next week anyway. So, but if for whatever reason I can't do it, I'm traveling home on Saturday, I might maybe push it back to Saturday night or maybe Sunday. But like I said, we have Fran in from Uruguay. Greetings, Fran. You're more than welcome. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, I'm going to be back on Wednesday. I'll keep you updated. Just, if you haven't already done so, go over and follow us on Instagram and on Twitter and on TikTok and on YouTube. On them 4 platforms, we're United Community Channel on all of them. So make sure you give us a follow, a subscribe, likes, things like that. We'll keep you updated on all of the videos and the content that are going out. And but yeah, if you haven't already done so, like I said, guys, please smash a like on the video. It really helps out the channel a lot. And yeah,